Good morning. It's tough to get out of bed today, right? It's one of those days today for sure. Temperature is running generally in the 50s outside, some 40s. Ugh. Yeah, no. Hope you guys are doing well. Despite this rainy setup for this Wednesday, you're still enjoying the day. I'm Wave Meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to technically Rain Talk instead of Storm Talk, but don't have Rain Talk available for you guys. I thought I'd start with something maybe that it may cheer you up a little bit. You know, sometimes I get these random images sometimes that come through on our system here. And it's kind of cool that happens. And anytime it does happen, I like to always try to show those if they do pop in. I have one right now. This is a live look at the Sphere in Las Vegas right now. This is, anyone been to Sphere Type 1? If you've been to this Sphere before itself, but always a very cool shot to see. Whoops, took it away from you there, didn't I? Always a cool shot there into Las Vegas. I got a chance to go. I think it was like a week after they opened the Sphere. I went to go see it. And I can't even describe what it feels like, not only to see it from your hotel window all the time, all the different faces it makes and illusions and games. I mean, it's wild. But also what it's like on the inside where your seats actually will vibrate. They have fans that blow in your face to simulate wind. Yeah, just a wild setup. I thought I'd feature that for you guys. So if you ever have a chance to go to Vegas, I highly recommend going there to the Sphere. All right, good morning, everyone. You heard Wavy just pop in with the blog announcements. So a lot of folks just now getting the alert and signing in. So good morning, Keith. I think, Keith, Carrie, you were first this morning, I believe, on YouTube. And Ann was very first overall on X today. So thank you, Ann, for joining. Hi, my man Jerry over in Owensboro, using ARC to get around. It's a lot of rain today, I know, a lot of rain. I mean, nothing record-breaking, but it's just the constant nature of the rain. Yeah, that's what's getting to all of us today. I totally understand that. Good morning to Tim. Let's see. Did you go see Dead and Company? Nope. I just saw it was like a Jurassic Park kind of feel to it. I don't know. It's just a general science one. Kind of like when the IMAX opened in Louisville. I remember it was all about the space shuttle launch. That's what IMAX was originally, for field trips and videos like that. Now they put movies in there. Teresa, the Sphere is awesome. You're right. When did I go see the Sphere? I went there when did I go there? 2022? I'm going to say 22 I went there. Maybe 23. I can't remember. 2022 just seems like yesterday, but yeah, it's been a few years now. It's a little bit of a problem. Oh, here's a look at the image now. See, now they're doing Wizard of Oz. That is Dorothy's outfit that she wears. So if you look at the right hand side, it says Wizard of Oz. So they're about to start Wizard of Oz. They haven't already. I would love to see Wizard of Oz in person there. I think that would be cool to see that in the Sphere. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Sorry. It's already off to one of those kind of days. On a serious note, we do need to get into the latest with the tropics, as that has been the big story, of course, with Melissa over the past 24 hours. And you guys have been watching it with us as well. Cat 2 made landfall, second landfall in Cuba this morning, now about to reemerge, and could still get a landfall in Bermuda if it holds its track. We'll see how that will play out. Winds are now sustained at about 105 miles per hour. Oops, sorry, keeping the wrong buttons. As it rolls on out, again, crossing over Cuba, then eventually Bermuda may be in the path down the road there, as we'll stretch it out, see if it'll go out. There we go. You can see that Bermuda is right there, so it'll be close. It'll only be a Cat 1 only, but compared to the strongest beast we've had on the planet this year, I think they'll be okay with a Cat 1 and weakening. Because obviously Jamaica, we don't know yet fully the impact. A lot of the video you'll see from Jamaica Some of it's going to be really choppy until they get a lot of Starlink satellites that are up and running there. But a lot of it is in the edges of where the eye was. So you're going to see a lot of damage and a lot of impact. But where that eye went, I think may take a couple of days to get the full aspect of what really happened there. And it may even be today. We may get a lot of daytime stuff today, but no doubt it has been unreal. All right, here's the path that the eye took. You know, it was heading right toward Black River yesterday. About this time I was talking to you guys, did a wobble back to the west, kept it over water just a little bit longer, and then made its landfall right around New Hope into Jamaica, and then went right over Montego Bay, and then took another right after that toward Cuba, making its landfall this morning along the southeastern Cuban coast, and now again continues its journey. It doesn't have an eye anymore. It may try to gain one on the other side of Cuba, possibly, but the water is not as warm as what it was south of Jamaica. And in that particular spot, south of Jamaica, it was getting close to 90 degrees. So that's the reason why the fuel was there. Everything was on the table for this one. I just hate to hear what we're about to hear about Jamaica and the bad news there. But the good news is that everyone hopefully is fully aware of this, and the recovery efforts can be escalated, because they're going to need a lot of help, but not for days, weeks, months, years. It's going to take years to get everything back on track again to a pre-Melissa event. All right, there's that track again heading off to the north into Cuba. And this is the only system, by the way, that's out there. There's nothing else in the tropics, and we're about to wind down. We've only got a few weeks left to technically the hurricane season. The only ocean that tends to be a little more active in the northern hemisphere this late is the Western Pacific near Asia and Japan area. That tends to lead to more issues of typhoons, but that can start to have an influence on our weather as well. But there's none out there right now worth discussing. So let's get back to our weather. Lovely day outside. Everyone's been saying the same thing. Everyone's in the same mood today. I love it. Rain just does something to you. But every once in a while, I don't mind these days. I really don't. I think it's good to kind of slow things down just a bit when it comes to, active weeks and a lot going on in your mind. And then you get a day like this and you're like, I'm just going to go lay on the couch and just watch, random YouTube videos, or just watch TikToks on my phone, or watch Harry Potter movies. I don't know what your flavor is, but it's a good day for that, to reset mentally. And so I hope you take advantage of it. And if you have to work, well, obviously you're not going to be overly productive today, and hopefully the bosses go easy on you, because I don't think anyone's going to be productive today. Everyone's just kind of in this mood, just want to chat, kind of just go with the vibe. You could see the trees, by the way, there at Waterfront Park. Nice reds popping up there as well. All right, here's the game plan. Let's see, 50 now. That will begin to dial down this afternoon when we get some heavier rain bands to move in, but they're not going to see a lot of change in what you see right there. 40s and 50s, pretty much dominating the map. So far in rainfall, 1/4 of an inch is fair for a lot of the Louisville area anyway. Our southern counties have been closer to the moderate bands, and you will be for the afternoon round as well. Indiana, you'll have the least amount of moderate rainfall. You'll have quite a bit of lighter rain, so your rain gauges will only change very little. But if you're closer to Louisville, they'll be on a steady climb today. And if we're in our southern counties in Kentucky, we will likely end up with a faster climb for the rest of the day itself. Tawana Andrews chatting in. I'm sure she's still awake. Does that mean I can go home and watch the movies? Yes, Tawana, you are already playing that. You're already playing that. Go for it, girl. Go. Get out of here. Let's see. Amy, precept doesn't. Yeah, the precept wreak havoc on the old joints. Yeah, I know. I feel it. I know. It is things that are problem areas that you didn't know before that existed on your body start to show out on days like today, right? All right, everyone good? All right, let's get into preset. Well, actually, let's go through future casts, then our amounts here locally, and then we'll get into some of the longer term. Here's the current radar. Ugh. I mean, do we have any areas that are not covered in rain? A little bit of Shelby and a little bit of Washington County, Indiana. The rest of the region has rain falling. And even if the rain eases back, there's so much water on the interstates, so a lot of that spray gets kicked up. It's always that one semi that passes you, and that spray gets thrown up on your windshield. So be careful of that. And be careful, too, when people are walking, kids are walking to the bus stops, or people walking in general to get to their stop. Be careful. If you see a large puddle, do them the favor and kind of get over. Don't just go through the puddle and waterlog them as they're walking by. Especially if you have the option to get over, it's rude. Try to be nice to each other, guys. But it is going to be one of those just kind of messy days. Just pay extra attention, please. Don't be looking at your phone. I've seen a lot of that. Don't be looking at your phone. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Be prepared to brake. Take it slow, and you can avoid all these accident issues, and you'll get home on time. And it's when people do not pay attention that things run a mess there and we get into problems. So anyway, you see the bands of rain. We do have moderate rain. This looks like something severe, but it's not. It's just moderate, maybe even heavy, moving out of Columbia. Again, with the low pressure down to the south, let me show you where it is. Down to the south, it's taking all the rain and curling it up backwards. So all of our rain today is coming from, especially in Louisville, will be coming from roughly eastern Marion County, Kentucky, and Frankfort at times, heading backwards over us. So this low is just kind of throwing it in. But the core around the low is where you get your heaviest of rain, and that's just really going to be central and southern Kentucky. Further away you are from that, there's no heavy rain bands here for it to pull into your area. So this low is going to continue its journey later on tonight and keep going, and then actually go up toward Pennsylvania. And as it makes that turn, there will be a bit of an enhancement on the wind. So the wind maybe a little more gustier. I think you'll notice it more as it's leaving town tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. It's not leaving until tomorrow. So it's an all day, all night thing of rainfall. But steady enough and light enough that we don't have to worry about any flash flooding. It's keeping that in control. But urbanized street flooding, especially a lot of the drains have been clogged as of late through all the leaves that are falling. Hydroplaning concerns. That's probably the majority of the accidents we even had today were hydroplaning. Take it slow on I-65 near the outer loop, Fern Valley, near Eastern Parkway. It's pretty rough. I know 64 has got its moments. Just if you know the hot spots on flash flooding or hydroplaning issues, just take it slow. Outside the city, it's not as much of a huge concern. A lot of the creeks and streams can handle it. All right, I'm rambling a lot today. Maybe it's because I'm tired. Anyway, there's the low pressure. Moving on by, yada, yada, yada. Spin. There it goes. Thursday, it starts to tilt as it's going up. And then, again, breezy showers in the morning hours and then improving sky later in the afternoon. But that's good. That sets the stage for a nice Halloween. We'll see a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 50s, trick or treat time, roughly into the upper 40s and lower 50s. Not too shabby. We'll take it. So the forecast to hold that gap of dry weather right at Halloween, that is held for the entire event, which is pretty awesome. That's been able to be the case. So good job there on weather models for that one. Here's the forecast rainfall. This is additional from here on out. So we've had 1/4 of an inch so far. It's up at Louisville about 1.5 inches. And our southern counties, you've already had over 1 inch of rain, about 1.6. So you could end up over 2 inches, maybe up 2.5, if not a bit more in your rain total. So again, some healthy totals in our southern counties along and south of the parkways. Looking long term, one thing to note for the weekend is the clipper that has been on and off on showing up. It's still showing up, but what it does is it dives down. It's getting close enough to the Gulf that it reacts to the difference in heating that happens here between land and water. So what happens is the low pressure naturally will develop as that energy gets close to it. It's like putting a match and you have a grill that's got charcoal on it and it's got the fluid, lighter fluid on it, and you've got a match in your hand. It's to the point where if you stay far enough away, you're both, you got a match and you got the fluid, separate things. But if you get too close, boom, it ignites, right? Same idea. This is the match that gets the clipper that dives down as we head into this weekend. It gets too close to the body of water here for the Gulf, and there's a reaction to it, and a low pressure will form. This low will likely form across the deep south, could give us a few showers, especially in Kentucky, just because of geography where you're at, and then it'll curl up the coast. Minor issue overall for the weekend. I don't see much in the way of rain with that, but that's how the storyline looks to look, and you can see there's no cold air with it, so this is just a low that's going to hang out for the eastern areas of the Carolinas. Then after that, we get into a very boring, for weather lovers, pattern, because the Pacific is going to run the show. Fast-moving jet, zonal flow will blast across the United States. It will have a few low pressures that will have fronts with them that will try to slow down, but it's moving so fast, they just like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, got to go. they don't have enough time to have a conversation. So that is going to reduce our rain chances, but we will have at times a few waves of clouds and maybe a few showers as they zip on by. The first one probably be next Friday, and then maybe one after that. The blocking is easing for a bit here, so that's allowing for a fast flow. Eventually, the block does show up later in time. So that leads us into the matrix. Oh boy. You guys ready? Everyone ready? I think everyone's ready. Got Adam in here. Adam's in here. I don't think I've seen Cameron yet. Hello, Justin. All right. All right. This is long term here, guys. We will start with the teleconnections first. Let me show you this full screen. This is looking at the Arctic oscillation. Remember, the black line is your main line to go by here. And when the green, I can't draw very well. When the green goes above it, cold air is locked up at the North Pole, keeping Santa happy. If it drops below, it is on the move and could very well start to influence our latitudes where we are located. Notice that we have currently a negative, but as we roll along, there's a little bit of a hint there around the 10th through the 15th. Very modest, very modest. Otherwise, it stays generally above the line. Okay, another little small dip in December, early December. Okay, not bad. But the majority of the time, it's above the line or very close to it. So there's no strong signal of an Arctic intrusion here, all the way even into early December if we go by just this teleconnection alone. And this changes always, but it's the piece of data I'm going to share today. So how does that translate into the matrix, the show, the snow chances? Well, looking at the trends here, this is about mid-November right here. Where my pen work? Come on. Mid-November right here. This is about Thanksgiving right in through here. And then this majority of them that are all lit up are all into December. The first couple of weeks of December, you have a louder signal for some snow potential. Again, don't pay too much attention on the snow part, more so that it's got to be cold to get snow. So cold and snowy is key on that idea. Keeps getting pushed back. It was, mid-November originally, and it keeps getting shoved more into December. Shocker on that one. But it's important to note because we are going to see these delays often into the winter season. Okay, let me show you the 10-day real quick, and then we'll circle back around to some other news there. 100% chance of rain. I mean, hello, it's a given. So that's easy forecast today. We can all go home, really, as meteorologists. 60% tomorrow. That's early in the day. We'll make up for it later in the afternoon. Halloween looks good. No major issues there. We set our clocks back this weekend. I personally am excited about that. I love when it gets dark early so that all the holiday lights really pop in the evening before you have to go to bed. You get a chance to enjoy them. Small shower chance Saturday and Sunday, but it's the lighter and the match kind of, or the lighter fluid thing I explained. It's more of a southern low that forms. That's why we have the 20% there, because we're close enough to it. Next week, such a fast flow, 60s will be the average. When you get a fast zonal flow like that, it's best to go with your average temperature because that's likely what it will be. Don't forget, though, this Halloween night, you have a chance to enjoy the winter forecast. I'm just about done with it. It's always down to the wire. But not only the winter forecast, but we'll also dive into our snow guesses from the weather team. And speaking of that, don't forget that you have a chance to join in too on the snow guess contest. Again, you can scan that QR code. I know you can if you're watching on your phone, but you can go to the Wave Weather app. It's at the very top of the app, or you can go to social media pages for the actual link. Deadline is Friday at noon. Friday at noon. Guess the date of first 1-inch snow at Louisville Ollie International Airport, and it has to be measured at 1 inch. It can melt later in the day, but at some point during that calendar day, 1 inch has to be on that ground at the airport. Or higher. Could be higher. Everyone thinks I'm asking you for the first 1 inch snow. I'm saying 1 inch or higher. So why is that important? Well, what if you all choose the same date? And trust me, a lot of you have. Therefore, we will then look at the snow amount that you guessed. And if you pick the same snow amounts, then there will be a random drawing. Would you win a VIP tour of the studios at Wave and a chance to hang out in the lovely blog room? Hello, it's nice and shiny. I mean, hello, how would you not want to do that? And watching the control room as well. And you'll become our snow ambassador for the upcoming winter season. We've already gotten, I think, almost 1,500 responses so far. Wide range. Again, you got one entry per household, got to be 18 or older. Good luck to you guys. We'll talk more about this as the week wears on. All right. Take care, everyone. I will see you all coming up on the flip side at 11 a.m. on midday.